So I've heard you've been looking for a sticker manufacturer. Hi everyone, welcome to Studio Memily. My name is Mimi, and if you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about manufacturer. This has been a very highly requested video, so I'm really excited to talk about this. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty of finding a manufacturer. I'll go over when you should consider outsourcing, whether to do so locally or overseas, key terms to know, what to look for, and important questions to ask and consider when looking for your manufacturer. Throughout this demo, I'll be showing you how to make sticker sheets, but I kept the information broad enough so if you're looking for a supplier for other things such as memo pads, washi tapes, or any other products that you're looking for, then this guide will also work for you. I'm going to assume that you already know how to make a sticker sheet since I already made a video on how to make sticker sheets. If you haven't watched it yet, you can also check that out. Let's get started. One of the biggest questions that I always get asked is, when should I start outsourcing my products? Now, there's never a definite correct answer, and this was a dilemma I faced when I first started, but I'll share some factors that I considered when I decided to outsource my products. Now, this can be a variety of reasons, but here are what I felt influenced me. So let me introduce you the pros and cons of making products at home versus making them via a manufacturer. So the pros of making stickers at home is that you have complete control of your process. That means you know where you're buying your materials from, you know what kind of materials you're using to ensure that your quality is good, and you can control how your printer is printing out those colors to make sure that it's as vibrant and colorful as possible. This also means that while you're making your stickers, you can easily check the quality of your products. Once the sticker is finished cutting, you can make sure that the edges are not off-centered, or that they didn't cut too deep, or they didn't make a mistake anywhere. Some of the cons is that it takes a lot of time to complete because you're doing the process yourself when you can technically allocate that time to make more products or design new products. It can also be very expensive in the beginnings. So the cost to buy a sticker cutter or a high quality printer that prints in color can be pretty expensive as an initial cost. This can range from a couple hundred to close to $1,000 depending on what you're buying. You also have to consider buying the sticker paper, trying out different finishes to see what you like. And in the beginning, it's a lot of trial and error because this is your first time creating a product. Everyone who has a Cricut or a Silhouette at home will also know how hard it is to calibrate the machines, and sometimes it's not always perfect. It always will have misaligned cuts, and that can also be very frustrating to work with. I started out making stickers at home, so I ended up buying the Silhouette 3, which was the cheapest option for me at that time, going for around $150. And I also bought a Canon printer. I believe it was an EcoTank printer so that it can store a lot of ink, and it was cheap for me at that time, but it was not the best printer that I could have gotten. I think it suited my needs because I was starting out. I had like less than a couple hundred followers and I didn't know how to make stickers. So I knew that I wasn't going to be making a lot of products in the beginning. I couldn't see the pros of outsourcing my products when I barely have any sales. But what was good about making them at home was that because I didn't have a lot of sales, I can control how much I printed and I didn't have any waste in product. For outsourcing your products, here are the pros and cons. The pro is that you can have a better quality. Additionally, you don't have to spend time for producing these stickers. They are making it for you, which means that you have time to draw and create other products. Or the con of that is a lot of these suppliers will require you to have a large MOQ, and MOQ is the acronym for minimum order quantity, which means that you have to order a certain amount for them to actually produce your stickers. Typically, I have found that most sticker suppliers want you to order at least 100 of each design, which can be a lot when you're starting out. Another con is that wait times can be very long. It can take a couple weeks to a month for products to arrive, especially if your supplier is very, very popular. Third, you have no control over the quality of your product, so you can't really check on how your stickers are being printed out. You don't know until all the products have been made and shipped to you, and by that time it can be too late especially if you're prepping for a shop update. Fourth is that it can be very expensive, especially if you aren't getting the perfect products for yourself. So going back to the question, when should I start outsourcing my products? That is very dependent on your goals. I played it safe and I bought a sticker cutter and a printer and made my stickers at home. And then I started outsourcing when I started to anticipate that I would sell more. The couple factors that made me think that I would sell more was that I started to do reps searches where I wanted to give rep freebies, and I started to print a lot of stickers that was too much for me to handle. And then I was also doing art markets where I would actually be bringing 20 to 30 sheets of stickers to the art markets. And at that time, because I was only printing 4 to 5 sheets at a time, it was very stressful for me to print out so many sticker sheets for an art market. And because I was a student at that time and I had to balance my small business between school, I realized that I didn't have the capacity to be able to juggle both like that. And so I started to look for a sticker supplier, but you want to start a little bit early because my first couple of tries were not perfect at all. I still have those B grades till now. So for the next 3 to 4 months, you should still be making your stickers at home while you're looking for a new sticker manufacturer. Okay, so now that we discussed the pros and cons of outsourcing or making stickers at home, we're now going to talk about local and overseas manufacturers. By local, I would mean sticker makers in the US, since that's where I'm located, and overseas would be like manufacturers across the country, mostly in China if you're sourcing from Alibaba. So let's talk about the pros and cons of ordering locally versus outsourcing overseas, and then I will also drop some names of manufacturers that are really reputable in the sticker supplier space in case you want to go with a trusted supplier first. So if you order sticker makers from the US, then most of the sticker ordering process is from their specific websites, which makes it easy to check out the product listings that they have, the materials that they have, and how much you can order from them at a time. These websites will also include information and templates on how you should size and place your stickers so that it can be the right format for them to cut. This can be a little difficult at first, but once you get used to it, it will be second nature. They are fast and easy to communicate with because English will be a language that they can understand. There are no duties or tariffs when dealing with them because they don't ship from outside of the US, so you only have to pay for shipping if they don't offer free shipping on their orders. On the other hand, they can be a little bit pricey to buy per unit, so I found that their prices are a little bit higher than what I'd find on Alibaba instead. Additionally, there can be a little bit of a limited customization option. I find that local manufacturers don't offer as much finishes or sparkly materials as they do in the overseas manufacturers. I've also found that the templates and guidelines that they have for the sticker sheets can be a little more restrictive for me. I like to put my stickers really close together, and a lot of the local manufacturers don't do that for me. Instead, I have to place my stickers a lot further away from each other, and it bothers me a lot because I want to maximize the space. Now, here is a list of brands in the US that can make stickers for you. There's quite a lot of numbers, and I've compiled a list of US/Canada brands since they're pretty close by. I have not worked with every single brand on the list, but if you'd like a video on that, I can consider making one. I will display the list here. And here are the ones that I've worked with before. I've worked with Sticky brand. They are typically my go-to for making sticker flakes because I really love their quality and how the colors come out. I've also ordered from King Slaps, and I've ordered both their sticker sheets and sticker flakes. I've also ordered from Jukebox, and this is the sticker sheet that I've ordered them with because I was actually running out of that sticker sheet and it was a really popular design, so I decided to make it and outsource it from them. As for the others, I have not worked with them before, but if you are looking for reviews, there are plenty online, or if there's enough requests, I will try to order from them and do a review for all of the individual designs. Next is overseas manufacturers. While most of them are located on Alibaba, some of them do have their own sites, especially some of the popular ones that you might see going around on Instagram. I will also give you a list of overseas manufacturers that are reputable and well known, but for now, let's talk about the pros and cons first. First, they are a little bit cheaper per unit, and they have a lot more finishes and material options. And because I don't make my stickers exactly 6 by 4 inches because they don't fit in my containers, I have to make it a little smaller at around 3.3 inches by 5.5 inches. This is not a size that everyone uses, so a lot of the local manufacturers do not offer that size for me, but I am able to find it in the overseas manufacturers. Whenever I order sticker sheets from local manufacturers, I have to convert my sticker sheet back to a 6 by 4 and struggle with trying to store it somewhere in my space. Now, here are the cons. Shipping can be a little more expensive, and because of the issues with duties and tariffs that we've been having, they can also increase the price, especially if you don't get DDP, which means delivered duty paid. Lastly, you might face some language issues because English is not their main language, so there may be some communication. So I like to do things visually when I communicate with them and send them a lot of images of what I want. So here are my list of well-known overseas manufacturers. There are a couple more, but I haven't really been doing an active search and they are a little bit harder to find. But if you keep an eye out for whatever artist is doing collaboration with them, you will typically find out who they are. One thing about ordering with them is because they are so well known, your products can take a lot longer to get here because they have to fulfill so many orders. This is also a reason why a lot of artists do not share their manufacturers. So with that said, we will move on to the next part where I will share key terms for you to know. So this is probably the most important part of this video because here are all the key terms you would want to know when you start outsourcing. First, MOQ, which is minimum order quantity, and that is basically the minimum that a supplier wants you to order at a time. This can either be 50, 100, 1,000, whatever they list. Second, production time. This will basically be the duration of how long they take to produce your product. Now, if they answer in X amount of business days, be aware of what days they are not open because this can affect how long your product will come to you. DDP, delivery duty paid, and this means that the seller will cover the costs and risks of paying for the tariffs and duties to the buyer's door. And typically, I ask my manufacturer to ship via DDP and they will pay for the tariffs and duties. However, this can take a lot longer because the shipping for it is a lot slower. Next is DAP, which means delivered at place. And there's an older term for it, which is DDU, which means delivered duty unpaid. And this is basically the opposite of DDP, which means they don't pay for the tariffs or duties and you have to pay it for yourself, but the stickers typically come really fast, like within a week. So the one time I paid for the tariffs, it came like in 1 week and I was so shocked. Next, here are key terms that you have to know for stickers, which includes finishes, which means the top of a sticker, how it looks like. It can be matte, it can be glossy, holographic foil. You may have to do a little research because I don't really know how to describe them, but I will put some pictures on the video here. Next is backing, which is basically where the sticker paper sticks to. Most of the time you will see, like when you buy your own stickers and you make them at home, you will see that it's typically a paper backing. The suppliers can offer a plastic backing for more durability. Then you also have to know bleed and cut lines. I kind of introduced it in my how to make sticker sheet video, but a bleed is basically a border around your sticker where it's colored in based on your artwork to prevent any misaligned cuts from making it look too bad. Cut lines is basically a predetermined line for where the sticker manufacturer should cut your stickers so that you get the shape. And I also introduced how to make that in my how to make sticker sheet videos. Last two terms that you need to know is digital proof and print proof. So a digital proof is basically a proof that they make when they get your order, and they will go over your cut lines and refine it on their art program, and it's a lot smoother and finer. and just it basically acts as a proof of whether they understand your outlines for the sticker sheets, so that way they can confirm that the stickers are to be cut that way. When you get a digital proof, you should review every single line, including your titles and your name, to make sure that you did not send any mistake over, and to make sure that all of the cut lines that they have created are accurate to what you want. Next is print proof. Print proof is the proof that they will give you when they finish producing your product. This will mean that after a sticker sheet is completed, they will send you a picture of how it looks cut out. And sometimes they will also peel off the sticker sheet so that you can see the stickers and how they are cut. I typically ask for that to make sure the colors are okay before they ship it out to me, and that way it prevents any issue and I can discuss it with them right then and there. Alright, so we've gone over all the important parts. Now I'm going to move to my laptop where I'm going to screen share and show you how I look through the list of manufacturers on Alibaba and to check them out. Okay everyone, we're here on Alibaba. So once you're here, make sure you log in and create an account. So the first thing we're going to do is search for sticker sheets. Once you've done your search, you're going to go and check off trade assurance and verified supplier. Just make sure that the suppliers we are looking at are reputable and that you are protected if anything goes wrong during the process. Now we're going to be looking at the stickers. Things that I will look at are the pictures of the stickers that they make and the MOQ pieces and the estimate. So we're going to look through the pictures and see what I like. I'm looking through pictures here and I think this one looks really cute, but they require 200 pieces at minimum. I think this is a customization, so I'm going to skip that. This one requires 100 pieces minimum, and I kind of like how the stickers look like, so I'm going to open them in a new tab. I notice here that this is an artist that I know. I follow Mooney Coco on Instagram, and I'm looking through her page and I see that they also produce stickers for Sticky Rice Co., which is also another small business that I follow. Looking at this, I'm interested in trying. However, when you see something like this, please make sure that you double check, because some suppliers can steal images from business owners to put on their site. So we're going to open it in a new tab and inspect it a little later. Let's find a couple more. Okay, this one is cute. I'm surprised that they only have a minimum order of 2 pieces, but we're going to try them out. So once you find your sticker manufacturer, take some time to look through their whole page so you know where you're getting to. They have all the information and details on their page that you can look through and see if it fits what you're looking for. And make sure to repeat that with the other suppliers that you found. Now, please, please, please do not immediately order from them. Instead, what you're going to do is you're going to send an inquiry. So the reason why we're messaging them is because most of these listings are just placeholders for the products that they have available and made in the past. So we're going to send an inquiry here. I'm going to put a template up here that you can copy and paste when you're sending an inquiry to your manufacturer. I will also have the template listed in the description if that's easier for you to copy. First, you should check if they ship to your country. You may need to provide like a zip code and some information about where you are so that they can give you. You should also ask about how long their production time is and how they ship the product to you, which I also included in my template. So here is typically what I reach out and ask, and we're going to send the inquiry now. In my inquiry, I asked about samples, and most suppliers do offer them. However, please note that you have to pay a shipping fee for those samples to come to you, and they may require a cost for the sample. So in my inquiry, I asked about samples, and they will typically offer samples in 1 or 2 ways. The first way is that they will send you stickers that they've already made before, and it'll be like a goodie bag of mixed products that they made. And you probably see these in my unboxing video where I would show like products that they've sent me just to check out the materials and the finishes. The second way is that you can send in your product design and then make it with them. but be aware that both ways will charge a fee. Sometimes they will charge you for the sample, and they will most definitely charge you for a shipping fee to send the sample to you. Second, I asked for a catalog because most suppliers don't just make one type of sticker sheet, so you would want to ask for a catalog. This is helpful if you really like them and plan to make other products with them in the future, and so that way you can see what they offer. Once you have that inquiry, you can copy and paste that inquiry and send it to them. So we're going to send the inquiry to them now. Because I'm filming right now at 11 a.m. is off hours for them, so they may not reply. We're also going to send the inquiry to them here. By the way, this feels like I'm cheating on my stickers. I'm going behind their back to look for other sticker suppliers. Alright, now that we've sent out the inquiries, the process will take a couple of days, but they will respond back and message you about what you want and what you're looking for. If you feel like they aren't answering your question, make sure to just send that question again because they may have missed it. A couple of reminders. If you are ordering a sample, make sure you wait for the sample to come before you order from them so you can actually see the materials and products. And I typically prefer to do the sample process, especially if it's like a goodie bag of all the other stickers that they made, because in future communications, I just take a picture of whatever sticker sample that they've sent me and be like, I want that material. Once you looked at those samples and you really like how the stickers are like, then you can place an order with them, and here is how I will order my stickers. I will have a template here for you, but it goes through all of the things that you have to remember. And if you have multiple types of products you want to order, due to language barrier, I'd say message them in like chains rather than do one long message down. This way you can also reply to your own message in case there's any confusion rather than replying to a huge block of message. Once you've sent them that template, make sure to ask for your print and digital proof so that way you can always check on the quality every few steps. Once they receive the order, they will create a order form for you and then you submit your payment, and that's when everything starts. Make sure to review that carefully before you submit your payment to make sure all of the things are correct. The only thing that will be incorrect is the product that you're ordering, because they just basically pick out any placeholder product to list on there. So make sure that you and the person that you're communicating with have completely understand what you want to order. Lastly, here are some key tips to consider when you're done. First, please be nice. They are sticker manufacturers, but they're also people. Common courtesy is still very important, especially if you plan to work with them long term. Second, even if you ask for a digital proof and a print proof, please be aware that your camera and your screen may be different from theirs. So because of that, there may be slight differences with what you'd expect to see. 3, review all your proofs really carefully so that the mistakes that you find eventually is not your mistake and actually due to an issue on their end. Otherwise, it can be very difficult to argue it out. Lastly, give your suppliers at least a work 2 week for each process when doing the digital proof and with production. It may take longer and you may have to check in on them, but at least give them some time to work. And please be aware of their business hours and their business time. Do not message them at your 11 a.m. like I did when it's like 11 p.m. or midnight for them. They may not necessarily reply until the next day because they're not working at this time. So please make sure that you're messaging them during their work hours so that they can respond promptly to your inquiries. Lastly, if things don't work out, you can try to message them and see if you can get a refund or get your products remade. However, if you don't like working with them, move on and find a new supplier. It takes 3 or 4 tries before you can find a supplier that you like. My first 2 suppliers were okay. I didn't really like them that much, so I just moved on, sold my stickers as B grades, and finally ended up with a supplier that I really like. Lastly, if you are active on social media and you've been posting your sticker designs or art a lot on Instagram, please check your request mailbox. A lot of sticker suppliers are constantly looking for new customers, so they definitely will reach out in your email and in your inbox. So make sure that the email on your bio is really easy to find and to always check your requests, because they might be messaging you and they might potentially be the supplier for you. Because my current supplier, they actually reached out to me, sent me their Alibaba store link to order from. And that's how I found my supplier. As always, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I try to be thorough and try to cover every aspect in finding a manufacturer, but if I accidentally forget and leave out anything, leave your questions and I'll do my best to answer them to the best of my ability. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope that this was helpful to you. Bye! See you in the next video.